Hey everybody, it's Heather here. I haven't made a video in a while and I wanted to because I think they're kind of fun and it's a really cool way to connect with people. Every morning I post like morning encouragement and sometimes I share a little bit about what's going on in my life or maybe something I've been through. And something that keeps occurring in my life is I keep hearing, share your struggles, share your struggles. You never know what somebody's going through or how it can help somebody. And while you're struggling through something, it can be really hard because one, you don't want the whole world to know everything you're going through. Two, I'm a pretty positive person. I really don't want to sit there and focus on the negative in my life, like with the whole world. And three, sometimes you just don't know how to share it. You just don't know how. So I just wanted to take a moment today because I do know that there's people struggling out there, and there's probably somebody going through something similar to what I've been going through over the last few years in reality. And that's why I want to share is because, I met an amazing man 3 years ago. And he has had such an influence on my family. He has led us all back to Christ. And I've gotten baptized. My mom's gotten baptized. My son's gotten baptized. I love our church. And it's been amazing. But on the flip side, we've had to deal with a lot of emotional stuff. He tore his ACL and had to have knee surgery about a year into our relationship. And that was really hard on him. And it affected his mixed martial arts career. He was a fighter, so that really messed with him. And at the same time, we found out we were pregnant with Mia. So it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. We didn't have a lot of money coming in. Right before I got pregnant with Mia, I had quit my job at the gym because my boss was just something else. So it just wasn't a healthy work environment. And then when I found out I was pregnant with her, I couldn't really get work because I was a liability as a fitness professional teaching classes. So just kind of decided to take a break. So money was tight. We were on his workman's comp check. I did make some money from home, but we stayed with my parents, and it was just it was good. But the longer we stayed, the more pressure it became. And the more I looked to Nick, okay, what are we doing? He did get a job, and, his leg healed, and he started teaching again. And I started to get impatient. I'm, with 2 kids and a household, I needed to get out from my parents' house. And, again, the pressure really started to really build. And we just started to fight a lot. It wasn't working. We called off the engagement. He moved out. We really didn't know what direction we were going to go into. We just really just kind of took it day by day, moment by moment. And it just kept getting harder and harder and harder to see any light at the end of the tunnel, to see any direction in any which way. Where were we headed? Where was this going? We're not talking about marriage right now. We're not looking at places. We're not living together. I've got these kids. What are we doing? It was just getting really difficult. And then one day, at church, I was there by myself, and I just decided to put our relationship at the altar. I said, God, I can't do this anymore. I don't know. It wasn't working. So I laid it down at the altar, and I kind of found a new peace with it. It just kind of felt like, well, if it's over, it's over. I had actually, in the beginning of the year, been fasting over some goals, and one of the goals was that by April 1st, we would be into our home. And for 21 days, I prayed over these goals, and that was one of them. And but as time was winding close to April 1st, I actually started to say, I think by April 1st, if Nick doesn't have this together, I might just have to say, okay, let's just stop for a minute and figure out what we're doing. So it was just ironic because, like I said, I let our relationship go at the altar. I had kind of found a new strength. I didn't need to talk to him all the time. I didn't feel desperate for him to do anything. I was just like, whatever at this point. And got rough. It kind of felt like it was really going to end there for a second. And then it was like, I kept saying to myself, give him till April 1st, give him till April 1st. You said April 1st, at least stick to April 1st. So April 1st. Well, on March 30th, Nick gets a phone call from his uncle saying that the property out, that he has a piece of property with a cute little home on it with a fenced in backyard, and we could have it for the right price at like a great deal. He calls and tells me, and I'm like, wow, that's a big change. You would think that it'd be like, yay, but at first it was like such a shock. I mean, we were just like, and I was just thinking like, okay, this is it. This is the last few days. In a day or so, I'm really gonna like just cut this cord. So I really had to evaluate my feelings because I was not happy about it at first. I didn't want to go out as far out as it is. I came up with 1,000 excuses and reasons for why it couldn't work. And ultimately, I really had to stop and pray about it for a few days. I really had to pray about it. And God kept saying to me, Heather, you worship and you sing these songs about come out to the shores beyond where your feet can stand. And, yeah, it seems scary, but, obeying God isn't easy. It's just like what you just do. You just do it. It always seems a little kind of maybe not the most rational thing, but you just go for it anyway. So, like, my encouragement, I think, in sharing this is just that, if you're struggling through something, I know it stinks. And, one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit is long suffering, and it makes no sense in reality. But like, if you think about Job in the Bible and everything he went through, at the end it says he was like doubly blessed. His faith stayed strong during that whole test, and then God doubly blessed him. So I just think, we just have to always keep in mind that things don't always get easier. We have to get stronger. And it's when we get stronger and we start taking control over the things that we have control of and letting go of the things that we don't have control of, that God can swoop in and make a big change that you've been waiting for, which then you have to be strong enough to like accept the change and go with it. So I just want to encourage you, we all go through really hard times. This is years of me waiting for possibly getting a place. And, until that key's in my hand, it's still a little surreal. But, on that note, I just hope this encourages somebody to just stay strong, keep the faith, keep relying on God. He wants the best for your life. But there's always a lesson to be learned. And, I just pray that we're all able to learn these lessons and just go from glory to glory. Hope you have a blessed day. Thanks, guys. And I just wanted to mention that it was April 1st was the day we went out and looked at the house. So God has a sense of humor too. All right, thanks.